Okay, we're live. I was trying to adjust our screen a minute ago, 2 minutes before this was supposed to start, and it unplugged.
Leave it to Jessica to mess it all up.
I mess everything up.
So
I fix it and I mess it up all the time.
So who we got in here this morning? Got a whole bunch of people already in here this morning. Got Chris and Larry.
I'm gonna sit
Good
on
morning,
this side.
Chris.
I gotta eat my breakfast.
Jessica's gonna sit over here and stuff her face for a little bit. She's got some yogurt and granola with some blueberries in it this morning. So good morning, Chris. Hey, Heather Lynn at Garden to Table. We got Danny in here at Danny Day's Homestead. And Annette over at Apple Tree Urban Homestead over in Australia. Good morning. Hendrickson Family Farms. Is it Mike or Michael? I don't remember. Jessica ain't got her list over here. I'm having a moment.
That's okay. Just something else I messed up. Don't worry.
And then got Tony in here. He's in the backstage area right now. Mitchell. I knew it started with an M. So we got Mitchell over at Hendrickson Family Farm. Got Tony with Kettle Kitchen. Like I said, he's waiting here. We're just going to tell everybody good morning real quick, and then we'll pull Tony up and kind of let him visit a little bit on some stuff he's got going on his channel and some pretty exciting things. So got 12 Stones Ranch in here. Good morning. Oh, who else we got? Go all the way down on the chat here.
We have kids home from school because it's summer.
Yeah. So if you hear some screaming and arguing, it's our children in the background. They're having some French toast sticks this morning. So we've got Chuck, good old Chuck in here this morning. Life with Blenda and Chuck. Good morning. Good morning. For some reason, Chuck and them aren't showing up as moderators for us right now, so we'll have to. Jessica will have to go and fix that. Hopefully, she don't unplug her phone or something crazy. Who knows?
Kick everybody off the internet.
Kick everybody out of here. So, oh look, there's us. We're in here. Got RG Homestead. Good morning, RG Homestead. Maybe Chuck is a moderator. Maybe it's just not showing up blue on here. You'll have to look on our phone and see, because it's showing Chuck. He posted a link on here, shared a link, so maybe it is, and it's just not on this screen for some reason. I don't know. Sorry guys, it skipped on me. My son in here saying good morning. Good morning, Hunter. Native Wild Man, good morning, and I know Living in Abundant, Grace Homestead, good morning. Got Amanda in here with Bare Bones Living. There was another one in here that I was getting ready to tell him good morning, and it jumped on me. Yeah, turn that down.
I was trying. Yeah, Life with Blenda and Chuck, they are moderators.
Okay, it just doesn't show the mods, I guess, in StreamYard for some reason, but they are modding for us, so thank you, Chuck and Belinda.
Chris just texted me too. They're all showing up. Right?
Okay. And I've got Jesse in here. Says limited to listening only. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Lisa got you in timeout.
About Jesse? Time he just enjoys a live stream instead of working one.
I thought there was another person I saw. If I missed you guys, I'm sorry. The screen kind of jumped on me there. So, there it is. Janet. That's who it was. Janet over at Homestead Where You Are. So good morning, everybody. So got Josh in here with Skinner Farms, just showed up. Looks like Shane over at Great Farmer Freelance. Thanks for coming in, guys. Shane, you get that garden in yet? I know you were hoping to last week and didn't end up getting it in yet. So, but anyways, if I missed anybody, again, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and pull Tony up here this morning over at Kettle Kitchen, and we'll hear what Tony's got going on.
Good morning.
Morning, Tony. How are you this morning?
Doing good. Tired. It's earlier than normal for us, so.
Yeah, where are you at, Tony?
I am in Washington State. Yeah, a lot of people know where Spokane is, so we're 75 miles north of Spokane, about 15 miles south of the Canadian border.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we're way up in the corner.
so you're up there. You're up there close to Canada, then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then are they close to Creekside somewhat?
Are you guys
Sorry?
close? Are you guys close to Tony and Joni? Somewhat close.
No. They're farther away than we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. I think they're in. I can't remember where they're at, to be honest, but I know they're not close to us. Their time zone is different than ours is. So
I think they're over in Nova Scotia.
that's what I thought too.
Yeah. So how's Tony this morning? Other than tired.
I'm just tired. I'm outside, so if you hear cars driving by, it's because everybody's still asleep. We have late start for school, so everybody's sleeping in an hour later. So I'm outside. So
I say our last day was yesterday. So
yeah, we have a bunch of family that had their last day. I want to say Friday and some on Monday, and the kids are jealous, of course. Yeah, we go until June 14th, I believe. So.
Oh wow! Yeah, you guys go away then.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Crazy. When did you guys start though?
We started. I believe it was the 1st of September, or the last day of August. It was something like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we start later than everybody does, and we end later than everybody does. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, other than that, that's what's going on here. Just taking care of kids. The routine. So.
all of mine are wanting to say hi. It looks like this morning.
Say that hi.
My middle one was Wyatt, and then my little one there, Easton, wanted to say hi. So.
I seen Hunter was on too.
Yeah, Hunter jumps on his phone. He'll grace us every once in a while with his presence, but not too often. He's too good for that. So.
Oh yeah, I got a 12-year-old going to 13, thinking she's 25. So I get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Hunter will be 13 in August. So.
Okay.
Got the teenager attitude to come with it. So Jessica's not ready for it, but.
Yeah.
It is
it is what it is. Yeah.
So. But. So I know we got you on here this morning, and you wanted to kind of talk about your Jam It Up June that you had going on. So what is it, and who all's in it?
Okay, so Jam It Up June is a collaboration in the month of June. Every day in the month of June, there will be a new jam, jelly, or preserve coming out by a different channel. Except for the first day, we have 2 channels coming out, one being mine because I'm the intro, and then the Flavorful Home will be doing hers the same day. Aside from that day, they'll all be a day thereafter. And then on the 30th of June, we're going to be doing a live stream giveaway. We ended up getting some good sponsors, got a lot of prizes and things like that to give out. So we'll be doing that. And then in addition to that, this collaboration specifically, when I was looking back at how the channels benefit from this, one of the things I wanted to do, and one of the things I didn't see, was the channels don't actually get anything as a gift. So I'm throwing in a steam canner for them only. So they'll have an option to win that as well. So,
okay.
Yeah. And then as far as who's in it, there's a long list. So bear with me on that.
I saw some that we were very familiar with on the list.
Yeah. And they're not unknown names. I mean, okay. So before I go into the list, just so everybody has a clear understanding, what my goal was, is I was trying to get it so that it wasn't just little channels, just big channels, just middle channels, however you want to break that down. What we ended up with is, I think, a good mix of all of that put together. And I think we succeeded well in putting that lineup in that way. So we got Kettle Kitchen, of course, and then there's the Flavorful Home, Sutton's Days, My Table of 3, Blue Self-Reliance, The Inquisitive Farm Wife, Ladies Farm, Vicky's Country Home, Ormsby Farms, Prepper Potpourri, Mennonite Farmhouse, Andale Homestead, Boots and Bounty Homestead, Simply Jan Homestead, The Mudbrooker, Yogi Hollow Farm, Fermented Homestead. I need a coffee break. Hold on just a second.
Got to wet the whistle.
Yes. Willow Way Ranch, Becoming a Farm Girl, Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen, Pike Creek Farm, Tony Renee at Home, Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa, Gulf Coast Urban Farm with Dolores, Tulilu Creates, Squeaky Tree Homestead, In the Kitchen with Karen, What's Up Family Home, The Organized Pineapple, Freedom Homestead, and Our Hodgepodge Homestead. So that's a big, wide range of channels.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think there's probably half of those that we're not subscribed to.
New
so
names,
that we
definitely.
have, I haven't even heard of, or seen. So
See,
wow.
and that's kind of the other thing I wanted. Sorry, the other thing I was aiming towards. When I started, I was small like everybody else starts out. I'm not saying, I'm different than anybody, but the one thing that happened was cross communities started picking me up and taking me in and talking to me and giving me advice and things like that. And one of my goals was to bring those communities together. And I think based on that list that's there, it's not just cooking community, it's also the gardening community and the homesteading community and the farming community, which to me, when you're homesteading, you're all those things put together.
Yep.
Really.
Yep.
So that I feel very happy with the way this came together because of those two things, the size of the channels and the communities cross, mixing together and hopefully getting some people together with each other that wouldn't be normally.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to get you to email us that list so we can go check out some of these channels that we're not, sub to and stuff and check them out.
I'll send you actually the email, and it has the logo and it'll have the thumbnail. If you want to put it on your channel, you're more than welcome to. If not, you don't have to. I'm just so you have it and it's there, and then you'll see the list associated as well. So
yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's a big list, and I'm excited to see all the jams that everybody comes up with and stuff, and hopefully we have to post recipes for it too. So.
And I've encouraged that again. I don't know what each channel is going to do. I know on mine specifically, I'm going to go ahead and put it out with the standard version of recipes, but I'm also going to put it out there in metric measurements also, because one of the things we hear from the channels that are not in the US is that it's hard to follow a recipe when they don't know our version of it. When it's set up in metric, then they can follow it easier. So I think that'll be something different. And one of the names I listed in here, which is Blue Self-Reliance, she's from the UK actually, and she'll be joining in. So we got,
I am sub to her. Yeah. I've seen the channel. So.
And she's got a lot of knowledge. I mean, she's a former chef and things like that. So the only ask I had for her was that she followed whatever her guidelines were, and she said I don't have an issue with that. So she'll be joining us there. The other thing we have is we have a couple non-traditional ways of making jam that are going to be done. The storage is canning, freezing, refrigerating. The use as of right now, I'm not going to tell you all of them because that's part of watching the channels and seeing it, but we have water bath canning, we have steam canning, and then like I said, it can be a freezer jam or a refrigerator jam, and these new ones as well. So
okay, yeah. Awesome. I noticed our Amazon driver, one of our Amazon delivery guys, jumped in here. He came out and delivered a package a while back, and my oldest boy Hunter was outside, and he asked Hunter, he says, well, all you guys grow out here. And Hunter said, I don't know. He says, you can check it out on the YouTube channel, and told him what the YouTube channel was. So the guy, he sat there in our driveway and subscribed to the channel and stuff. And
that's cool.
This morning, but it's Joey Benton. He's one of the Amazon guys that brings all these hundreds of packages out that my wife orders. So
that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
So the other thing that goes along with it, and I know it's a ton of information, but I mean it's a well thought out and put together process, and there's a reason why it's the way it is. But if you don't mind, I'd like to go through what the prizes are too.
No, you have at it. You kind of got the stage this morning, so
okay. So
sure.
I appreciate it. I do too. So at before we get into the end of the collaboration giveaways, each week there will be giveaways as well. So at the end of a week, I've already got the date scheduled that I'm going to be doing it. Each week there will be a book, like the USDA's Complete Guide to Home Canning is one of the books. There's ball books also. And then in addition to that, for jar lids, you'll be getting a sleeve of 50 of either regular mouth or wide mouth. So there'll be 2 prizes, 2 separate drawings. Could be the same person, may not be, each of the weeks. Okay. And then at the end of it, on the giveaway night, there'll be, so I've gotten 2 specific companies to donate. One of them is McSunley, which is a kitchenware company. They're donating a 21.5 quart water bath stainless steel induction capable canner.
Okay.
It's the only prize that I have that has to stay in the lower 48 states. Because it's coming directly from them, donated by them, we have to follow their shipping guidelines, which that's what they do.
Yeah.
All the rest of them, either what I've purchased or through other donations or companies, they're going to ship to wherever it is. They haven't put a stipulation on to it.
Okay.
So in addition to that one, we also have a steam canner. It's a 7 quart capacity steam canner. We have another 2 McSunley products, which is a 12 quart stock pot and an 8 quart stock pot.
What's
4
a
jars.
Canner?
Sorry.
What's a steam canner? Like a water bath?
So you have a water bath canner, and it, in theory, when you do a pressure canner and you have a small amount of water in the bottom of it,
yeah,
instead of pressure canning, it's actually steam canning. So you're not putting the pressure up as high, and you're able to do jams and jellies and pickling, and same thing you can do with water bath canning. It's steam canned.
That is cool. I heard you say it a couple times, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know what that is. That's awesome.
But there you go. You know, that'd be kind of cool, especially if you've never used it before, learning another way to do things. Especially for somebody that's water conscious, that's one of the better things to use, because the amount of water utilized is not as drastic as it is with the other 2. So
that's awesome.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
LG Homestead, Lori over at LG Homestead. Good morning. So
I'm just adding to my list.
You're good, Tony. You just keep going. If I shout out something, you just keep on talking.
Okay. So then, in addition to all of that, 4 jar lids, which I'm not sure if you guys know who they are or not. They're the new lid company that's come out. And I'm going to tell you about it, and there's some people that may not like it, but when you listen to the story behind it, I think you'll have a better understanding. So 4 Jar Lids is a company that is just new, okay? When 2020 came around and there were shortages in jars and lids and bands, they're an actual canning family, okay? They took it upon themselves to create an availability of product. Okay. So one of the criticisms, they get 2 major criticisms. One of them they get is because the lids themselves are made in China. Okay. But it's a very stringent process they go through. It's a very watched over process they go through. And you can go ask any person that's out in the canning community right now. They're better than any product out there. They have a less failure rate. They're thicker. They're a very nice material put together.
Okay.
They also are a family that has migrated from the Ukraine. They moved to Florida. They created this company. They wanted to give back to the community in general, and that was the way they decided to do it. By 2023, all of their operations will be back in the United States, made in the United States. And so they had a goal and a process they were going through. They just had to get there, I think is what I'm trying to say. They have donated over $400 in merchandise and product to this collaboration.
Okay.
In addition to that, one of the things that I haven't put out to a lot of people was I've already talked to them, and if we decide to do this again next year, they want to be on board in the collaborator list. They want to be part of the ones that are making it. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's not something you get for most of the companies you talk to, and I thought that was just awesome. Their involvement. Mike, who is, I think he's their president, but don't quote me on that. He's going to join us for the live stream. So people can see who he is and get to know who he is as well.
Okay.
And I think that's about it on the prizes, except I won't tell you what this is because it's one of the surprises, but we have 6 other prizes that are going to be provided that partially are being donated by one of our channels from YouTube. So,
okay.
Yeah. So a lot of prizes. Sorry?
This them?
That is their website, yes.
Perfect. We'll have to go check them out too. So,
yeah, it's a good company.
In the live stream this morning, is that what you were saying, or
say that again?
Did you say he was going to jump in the live stream this morning, or a different live?
No, when we do our giveaway on June 30th. Okay. Yeah. So that's the gist of it. I mean, that's the basis of it. I don't know if anybody's got any questions about it. If they do, please hop on over to my channel. It's got a where find the thumbnail of the video, and it has all the description of it as well. So
I'm saying, if people have some questions in the chat here this morning too, let us know in the chat, and we can always throw the link up, and we can pull you up on screen and let you ask Tony yourself, and maybe he can kind of answer those for you a little bit this morning as we're visiting. But you also have another collaboration that you're going to be
doing. About that yet? Are you allowed to talk about that?
No, I've talked about it, so it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. So that one's in November, right?
Right. So that one's called Noodle November, and originally when I generated that one, it was in the thought process of doing homemade pasta, make a dish with it,
homemade pasta. You have to make your own pasta.
Theoretically, it was you have to make homemade pasta. As time transitioned, though, I've now changed it to where it's just a pasta dish that's not normal. I don't want typical spaghetti. Right. I don't want typical lasagna. I don't want, just your normal fettuccine Alfredo. I want something different that we don't typically see.
Yeah.
Allowing people to not have to make the pasta. I didn't think that was a bad ask. And I don't think it's hard to ask, and it allows more channels to be involved in it too. So,
yeah, absolutely. Not everybody.
I have. Oh, sorry.
I said not everybody knows how to make pasta.
No, they don't. They don't.
Sometime.
Yeah.
Not before November, but he mentioned it, and I was like, shoot, I don't even know what I would make. And I got to thinking, and I was like, oh, I did make something recently that would fit in that category, and it was a crowd pleaser. It was part of Jessica's Love It or Leave It here at our house, and it was a love it, not a leave it. So
there you go. And it's really all different. I mean, I'm not being limited to what you can and can't make. I mean, I don't care whether it's a hot dish or a cold dish. I don't care whether it's literally what we would consider pasta. I got one person that's making ramen noodle dish because of where they're from. That's something they eat a lot of. I got another person that asked if gnocchi was okay, so I'm not limiting that. And I think it allows for more possibilities to pop up in the collaboration.
Oh, yeah,
I love the thought of a collaboration. And honestly, we're pretty new to YouTube as well. Like very new.
Yeah, but you guys are big and awesome compared to me.
Shoot, yeah. No.
Excuse me.
I know when we first started, like kind of getting really into the groove of it, there was some kind of a collaboration going on with Mennonite Farmhouse, but didn't quite know what that was and didn't get in on.
Well, it was her. 2 can or what you would can again and what you
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
can again type of deal. But we had just started canning, so there wasn't really anything that we canned last year that we wouldn't do again because we haven't done that many things. So this year it might be a little different. So if Leanne does that again this year, then we might be able to join in on that one,
But
because we'll have several other things to can.
She had mentioned how somebody's channel grew so much from being a part of the collaboration. I just love that about the collaboration. It doesn't just boost your channel, it can boost everyone. And then, like, you know, like Len said, there's a lot that you listed off that I haven't heard of. So I am constantly like trying to figure out where there's new channels that I haven't heard of, but it's really hard to like find them.
It's hard to catch everybody's lives
so
too.
I'm excited.
And that's actually, Glenn makes a valid point, because that's actually where I'm at. I have all these. I didn't go out and subscribe to 500-600 channels. Don't misunderstand me, because that's hard to do. And I get that. I get the reason why he's doing that, but I just can't. I gotta focus on some things.
Yeah.
Just in the, I think it's 130 channels I'm subscribed to, I find it hard to stay up with the videos and the lives. I got my own schedule I got to follow, my own people I follow, you know, and it becomes overwhelming. It does. It does. But what I was going to tell you back on the Leanne thing was I joined into that collaboration too. And this will give you an example of it. Okay. The largest amount of views I've had on any one video on my channel is from that collaboration. So I was ecstatic about it. And I think I'm up to almost 1,500. There's another channel that has less than I did, and she's over 2,500 views. That's 1,000 more than I had. So I mean, everybody was affected by that collaboration differently. And I think what you were getting to is that the smaller channels are very easily going to be able to expand or get the viewers or maybe pick up subscribers, something like that. So it does help all of us.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's hard to jump in everybody's lives. Like some of these people that you rambled off there in this collaboration might be in some of your lives, or might be in some of, you know, Leanne's or you know, Steven over at Boots and Bounty, and I don't get to make every one of them, and they may have been there or something where I just don't see them. So it's tough, but obviously when we have our kids and everyday stuff going on, I don't just get to on lives all day long. So
right.
So
well, and that's one of the things, like what I'm doing, and it's something new, but because I live on the West Coast, by the time everybody's done doing their lives on Friday nights, it's dead silent. There's nothing going on. And I don't necessarily need to be glued to YouTube. Don't misunderstand me, but that's the night I usually spend, because we don't go out and do much with the kids. They have their own things going on that I'll be sitting there going through videos. And I decided on Friday nights that I'm going to go ahead and start doing a late night live show, because what that helps me do, not necessarily expecting everybody to show up because it's later for everybody. I get that. But what it will happen is the channels that are over on the West Coast to interact with the UK channels or the Australian channels or whatever, because that time zone crossover allows us to interact without majorly impacting each other's sleep schedule. So
yeah, I say we have Annette in here, and she's over in Australia, so a lot of times she's in here for about an hour or so, and then she usually has to go to bed because it's late over there, so she's tired. So yeah, I get it. We kicked around doing an evening one on like a Thursday evening type of deal after the kids were in bed, you know, maybe at 9, 10 o'clock.
But then that's when we go to bed.
But then that's when we go to bed too. So.
I get it.
Tired.
The hard part. No, and that's what I was going to say. It makes it hard when you want to do that and you want to have that connection, but you got real life too. I mean, you got kids, you got things to do. You guys are, you know, right hot and heavy into your gardening and stuff like that. So finding the space is the hardest part I found in this whole thing. Yep.
Now the garden's definitely rocking and taking off. It's doing super well. We had a friend over last night. Jessica was doing newborn pictures for them.
Be realistic. I was just getting a lot of newborn cuddles.
She was getting her baby.
The photos are gonna suck, but I got to hold the baby.
But I've been out was raining, but we went out and I showed him the garden because he's real big into it too, and just loves it. He hasn't started a YouTube channel or anything yet. I know he wants to, but he's just got some things going that he wants to get going first. But he just enjoys seeing the garden and stuff. So we went out and looked at that in the rain yesterday, and the new fruit trees and stuff, which I've got some issues with some of my fruit trees right now. I got to look it up. I've lost one, and then I've got an apple tree out there with yellow spots on the leaves. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but
that's not good.
Figure that out. So
that's what we need to do, a collaboration with people that know everything about fruit trees.
There you go. There you go.
On the collaboration, but y'all just load it up.
Yeah.
And it's funny you said that though, Jess, because that's originally when this started out, it wasn't, I'm going to jump in there and I'm going to do a collaboration. I had to be pushed into it. And I was of the mentality of you. Here's an idea. How about you guys go do it? I mean, that was okay with me. They weren't going for it. And finally, I got pushed into it, which I'm happy I did in the long run, because I've met a lot of nice, neat channels and people. And so, it is what it is. Once you get over that hurdle, it's not that bad.
And Grayson Fire, Glenda over at Grayson Fire says she could use that help too with that collab. She's got a cherry tree that's.
There you go. That's how it starts.
Say our cherry trees had green leaves, but one of them looks like it's lost about all of its leaves, and the other one's starting to kind of wilt a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on with my fruit trees. It may be too much rain, too much moisture. We've had a lot of rain recently, and they are new trees. They've probably only been planted for a month.
But we need those trees for making jams and yeah.
I get it.
Neighbor's house that's got a lot of pears. Yeah, it's at a neighbor's house. But she doesn't do anything with it. And that thing had, I don't know, it probably had 1,000 pears on it last year or better. I mean, it was loaded with pears. So that's where all of our pear jam came from last year. But we've got our apple trees and stuff, and a couple of plum trees and a nectarine tree that's actually got.
Not anything on the plum tree though yet, right?
The little plum tree, the little blue plum, has got plums on it, but it's a little bitty thing. It only gets about 30 plums on it a year. Wow. And
sounds like a dwarf tree almost.
Yeah, it's a small one. It's only probably 5 feet tall, maybe.
I don't even know.
But it's low enough. It's low enough to the ground that the chickens, if we let them out, they can actually jump up and pluck these plums off. So we didn't get any off of it last year. So.
They love that. See, I'm not I think the term I want to use is a seasoned gardener, because we started the garden and we lost everything we put in. We didn't go hot and heavy like you guys did. I did a couple containers and things like that. As time has evolved, I'm really getting into this yearning of gardening. And so I've got the stuff laid out. We live in a different zone and everybody's like, your zone should be growing. We still have nights of frost. So I can't do that, Yeah. But this will be my first year, and I wish I had started it earlier than I am. But this year's my year, and I'm doing it, and whatever comes of it, comes of it. I mean, that's where I got to go with it. But what I love is exactly what we're talking about. We're having a conversation, and unless I say something, you would never know whether I knew anything about trees or not. So as we evolve through this connection process we're in, we're going to find those channels that can help us and give us information, and the other way around. I can give you information if you need it. You can give me information. And I think for me, that's the most rewarding thing about this whole process, is making those connections.
Yes.
It's like Shane over at Great Farmer Freelance. He's putting in a garden hopefully soon. But he goes to our channel a lot to look at stuff. And I'm like, I may not be the best channel to go look at. I'm learning every day myself, so I don't know a ton about everything. I can put plants in the ground, and I've learned from other channels, things that help with these plants and when to do these kinds of things. But it's not knowledge that I've had, up here.
Right.
We've grown gardens when we were kids and stuff with my parents and helped them, but I didn't have all that knowledge and stuff like that. So it's nice to have other channels out there, even for myself. Even though we are a homestead channel, our garden is a larger garden for us anyways. It's nice to have the other channels, because even though Shane may be coming to our channel, we're going to other channels, to learn these things also, because we just don't know it all.
So one of the things I've really stressed on my channel is, and there's a transition, and I won't even go to the conversation about it, but trying to make it so that the food I'm putting out there and the things I'm canning are safe. Okay. I'm not going to go into the, you know, the book that has to be utilized or anything like that, because that draws up a lot of conversation. My whole point is I don't want to put a product out there that's not safe to my family, my friends, whoever it is. Okay. That's my spiel. Okay. On the flip side of it, though, I've only been canning for 5 years. My first 2 years of canning, we did over 1,200 jars of food, whether that was pickling, jams, jellies, things like that. In researching all this information, that's how I've gotten to know what I know. I'm like you are. I didn't just pop on the scene and know all this stuff. It has taken me learning it, researching it, understanding the science behind it. That's why I'm the way I am with the canning stuff.
Yeah.
But that's not all I can do. I can cook, I can do this, I can do that. And so when people get to learn and know what you do and what you can do, and if you're providing more information than they can get, that's why they come to you. And that makes perfectly good sense.
No, I'm assuming, you know, I watched one of your videos there this morning too. It was it Grandpa's cake or Dad's cake?
Yes, Grandpa's cake. Yep.
It looked edible. So, I mean, it looked like it was so.
I hope it looks edible. Thank you.
Saying, it looked pretty good. I wouldn't mind having a slice of that with my coffee this morning.
I made a mistake when I did that video, and actually I skipped over it and thought about it afterwards. Normally you should make that cake in a 13x9 pan. I actually used, I think it's a 17x12 pan. That thing was that thin because of that. It should have been like that. And so I already recorded it. I wasn't going to redo it again. I just went with what I had, but you know,
I bet it still tastes the same.
It tastes the same. It does. Yes.
It was just a sheet cake this time instead of a
double decker it. Just take
on
top. You're set.
Yep.
I didn't see that. I have to check that out. Glenn recorded a video the other day of our drip tape system for our garden, which is fantastic. But somewhere in the middle, the microphone went out, so there's no sound. So I'm trying to.
I don't know that we'll post it. I may end up having to redo it and just kind of do a walkthrough on it, because it's
a
tough.
good knowledge-based video that people need to know. But
can't you go through in the part that you missed and just do a voiceover for that part?
I can, but if people are like I am, the voiceovers, I'm not. There's so much space in between, like doing the voiceover and then going to this or whatever, without just cutting it and making a mess. It's really hard to piece that one together. So I may just go out there and have to kind of do a walkthrough on it. And I can pull the parts apart on it and show everybody how it kind of went back together again real easy. It's not hard. So, but
it's a really cool system. So it's like one of those things, like you said, you've already got it. You may as well we won't just post it because his doesn't have the sound, but it's like, darn it, I hate when you film something, you're like excited to post it and it's not what it needed to be. LG Homestead says, still here listening. I don't know anything about canning, just listening. So I'm with you. I learned the little bitty bit that I know from last year. But this community has a lot of people that really do know what they're talking about. So if for some odd reason you don't know about Leanne at Mennonite Farmhouse, she knows like everything about canning, and the rest of us know things about canning. Jesse and Lisa can quite a bit. I know a lot more than I know.
I think Lisa said she just started canning too.
Yeah, well, somehow she seems to know a lot.
Last year or this year.
She knows what she's doing. I'm with Jess, because everybody that tastes her jam and jelly are like, "Oh, this is so good." And the thing for people to remember, and this is my 2 cents, and I just got to say it because I want it to be known, at least where I come from. And if I say something that offends you, I don't mean to. Okay. No. I just don't want our canning community to turn into rebel canning only, because there are some dangerous things to do out there that are not safe.
Yes.
Everybody misconstrues that as I'm attacking rebel canning. That is not what I'm doing. Your house, your rules, you do what you want to. But there are some things out there that people say, oh, I can do this and it's perfect and it's fine, and it's not. It's not safe.
Here's the trouble. You get people like me who didn't grow up with a grandma teaching her how to can. I have no idea what, a year ago I would have said, what is rebel canning? And I would have just come across them and I'd be like, look, they did it. I can do it. And I do it. And then I've got in our home 6 people that are eating this. I can't have us all go down because I wanted to do something out of the box. So for me, I'm not against rebel canning. If that's what you're going to do in your home, like you said, it's your business. You do whatever you want to feed your family. But for me, my canning, any videos that I maybe do would just be, this is what I'm doing. But I'm going to stick right now with the book, just because I said I was all proud of what I canned last year, which was only a few things. And then I watched a live stream on Leanne's, and I was like, we gotta throw it all out. It's bad.
Right.
Which in reality, books, but it made me.
Yeah, it probably wasn't, since you followed. If you followed the recipes, I'm sure you're fine. And it's not a.
It ain't killed me
We're
yet.
alive.
and that's good, but that's the problem with those types of things. It's like Russian roulette. Yes, 200 times you made it through and just fine, but do you want to take the chance with that one bullet that comes out? I don't. I don't want to be responsible for my kid dying or my mom dying because of something I made.
Nor do I feel responsible for telling other people to do it. And they're sick. And I don't know how much like true liability can come from that, but I'm sure that it can come back on you somewhere. So
I'm sure if somebody's smart and knows how to do it, I don't want to be the one on the other end of that.
No,
you don't want to be the one teaching somebody on YouTube and they end up suing you or something and coming back on you.
So
for that reason.
Right. But in that conversation, again, I'm not attacking anybody that wants to do it that way. That's fine. They can do it that way. I'm not going to fight it anymore, but my channel is not that way. Okay. That's basically all I'm trying to throw out there. I just want the community to be safe about it. I'm not saying somebody that's done it for 40 years doesn't know what they're doing. I'm not even implying that. I'm just saying, especially for the new canners, follow the recipes, do what you need to do until you learn what you can and can't do and what's acceptable and what's not. So that's just me. So
now I need to help Jessica a little bit more when she does do canning. That way I can learn it myself. I've helped her some, but I'm usually helping prep, the tomatoes and the things like that she's canning. And then she goes through the actual canning process, but I need to learn. I want to learn those things too. That way I can help do those things. If she's not here or something, if she's gone for a weekend and something needs to be canned, I can jump in and do it. No, you don't get to leave, but it never did happen.
It would more so like she's sick, dying.
But that's where, if you want to be honest to homesteading, both of you should be learning the same thing, because if something happens to the other, it would be wonderful for all of a sudden now you can pick up where the other one left off or something like that. So
I need to learn how to milk goats too. So I'm just really slow at it, and she can go out there and do it. And from the time she leaves the kitchen with her milk and her jug and all that to go out, and her cleaner and everything to wash their teats and stuff, she can be out there and back in 15 minutes. And
she's learned it.
An hour. Milk goats.
It took me time. Annette is asking.
Chris, no vacay.
Best book. Yeah, I'm coming to Arizona. Watch out. Annette's asking for the best book for beginner canners and preserving. So one that was recommended to me, which I started on YouTube. I love YouTube. I love all of my YouTube community. Be careful who you watch, because like we just
100%. Yep.
Anybody can put a video on YouTube, and they may not know the right ways. This was the book, the complete ball book of canning. This is a newer version. They have an older version. This is the one that, from what I understand, all of the seasoned canners swear by. And then I picked this one up off of Leanne's. That one off of Leanne's is the U.S. Complete Guide to Home Canning. This is more not pretty, not pictures, but I haven't even used it yet because I got it before canning season this year. But those are good ones to check out, Annette.
Okay, so can I throw a little something into that?
Have at it. That's why you're here.
Okay. So I'm not even going to delve into the why and the who and whatnot, but there was a video that just came out recently, and the information on the video is very specific and spot on. Unfortunately, I have to agree with her. That first book you put out comes from the Ball Company. Okay. The thing people need to realize is book number 1, as well as any of the books that they put out, are only tested by that company. They're not tested by the USDA. So while they may have been trusted recipes we've followed throughout the years, they're not recipes that we're trying to put out there that are the only ones to follow, if that makes any sense of what I just said.
So you're saying there's like recipes outside of that can be used?
Okay. Yes and no. Okay. Here's where the funny part about this. Book number 2 you put up. If you could put it up one more time.
USDA book.
That is the only book that the U.S. government, the USDA, and the place where the canning recipes being tested, being approved comes from, is there. Okay. The Ball book being the first book you put up there, and any of their books as well as any other book, those are tested by those companies creating those books. They're not tested by the USDA. So we have to take that we're trusting those recipes. Now, the way you can do that is that they follow the same guidelines that are in book number 2. If that makes any sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing is just making sure we're following a tested recipe rather than just throwing a bunch of stuff. Like my fresh salsa that I might throw out on the table for dinner is great. But I don't know that it's going to be the right acidity to stay shelf stable 5 years or 2 years.
It's like so grandma's canning and stuff may not have been the safest thing to do.
And
get it for years.
Okay. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. And what Glenn says is spot on. There are people that have done this for 100 years and never gotten sick from it, and that's the argument they're going to make. I'm happy for them. The problem is that those rules have changed because they've now found there's other toxins, other microorganisms that have been found to grow. Okay. So now those guidelines change along the way. So book number 2, the USDA book, is the guidelines. What I'm trying to tell Jess so she understands and anybody else listening can understand. Book number 1 is a good recipe. It's a good followed recipe. All I'm saying is refer back to book number 2 to validate whatever recipe follows those safe guidelines. Does that make sense?
Well, Glenda over, I think it's Glenda over at Grace and Fire. She says that there's a disclaimer on the first page of the Ball book in there. So basically,
I'm not trying to knock Ball down or any other company, but what I am trying to say is you got to do your own research and make sure that whatever recipe you're using follows the guidelines established. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yep.
It's just wise when you're learning something new to kind of do your research on what you're comfortable with in your own home, because the trouble is, if you don't know that there could be issues, you don't really know to do your own research. So as long as you just know, hey, you could put out something on your table that could make your family sick, then people have a heightened awareness. Okay, am I washing my things properly? Am I washing my hands? Is my counters clean? That kind of thing. Ultimately, I kind of stay away from too much of the sciencey stuff. But when it comes to, I know nothing about keeping stuff shelf stable. So I'm kind of learning what I'm comfortable with. As long as people know there is a possibility, then it kind of keeps them on their toes a little bit.
But what I would like to throw into that, because I've been where you're at, I'm not a sciencey person. And really that second book, the USDA book, that one, while it appears to be sciencey and it is intimidating, if you just read what it says, it's not that hard to follow. It's a step-by-step. They tell you measurements, they tell you times, they tell you what jars to use. So as long as the information that's in there is reflective to the recipe you're using, I think you're fine. I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah. I want to throw a quick little plug in here real quick. We been a little bit since he jumped in, but there's a little guy in here. He's a friend of my middle child, Wyatt. His name is Blake Pierce, and he changed his channel name to Blake Pierce Farmer Kid now because it was so hard to find him because there was several other Blake Pierce channels on YouTube, and I couldn't find him. So I told him, I said, you need to change your name and add something at the end so that it's easier to find you and look you up. But if you're not checked him out, go check him out. He's the sweetest little kid and does a lot of videos of him doing his chores and stuff.
9 or 10 years old.
And just he just loves it, loves doing his chores, and just a super, super awesome kid. So
if one of our moderators be willing to throw up his link, only because if I jump on my computer to do it, it's going to lag all of this. So we're out in the sticks, so our internet's slow. If somebody wouldn't mind, it's Blake Pierce Farmer Kid. Toss up his link. He is brand new, guys. He's got like 15 subscribers, 24 videos. Sweet as a button.
Does all of his own editing and everything.
Yeah, does it all. So he's just
good.
9 or 10 years old. You can't comment on any of his stuff. He does his have a kid account set up, but he's got some cute content, and he does really, really good with kind of digging this lifestyle.
Thanks, Chris. Chris threw it up there. So
good.
That's awesome. But anyways, yeah, back to the canning. I wanted to just throw a quick plug in there for Blake this morning. I'd seen him jump in.
Good.
So
hey, it's all about growing your channels up, right? I don't care how old you are, right?
I love it. He came over here. We had our my mom. What is my mom doing? Call. She knows I'm on live stream. We had our middle kiddo's 10th birthday party, and of course Blake was here, and it was so cute because all the kids are playing and it's time for me to milk the goats, and he's like, hey, can I help? So he just loved it, and he milked and he tried the milk and he loved it, which is why he posted that goat milk is delicious. And
that's cool.
He's like ready to get his hands dirty and help with anything. So he's great.
My youngest kid is just so you guys know, which many people do, but you may not, our 2 kids we adopted through a family adoption process, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I love it. I'm happy we did it. But the trials and tribulations of kids growing into teenage years still applies one way or the other. And my son last night, he was like, I don't think it's fair. I said, what's that? And he said, you got 271 subscribers. I've got 2. I'm the one that showed you how to do this. I'm like, yeah, okay.
True story. That's funny.
It was funny.
Well, the bad thing is for like the kids and stuff, the hardest part for them is a lot of the channels that they're subscribed to or something and watching are channels that have like 1 million subscribers.
Right.
And those channels, from what I've seen, those channels don't typically go and subscribe to other small channels. No. You know, I've never seen, like, I've never had myself any of these large homestead channels and stuff. Mm-hmm. None of them have subscribed to us, even though I'm subscribed to them and I comment on their videos and I watch. I've never seen them as a sub on us. So
when we were talking a little bit ago about how I was trying to make it so that it was smaller, middle, large channels and trying to do that back and forth thing, that was one of the things that when I started getting, say, 50 subscribers or a little more, I started noticing it was like this cliquish thing going on. And I just don't like that. I don't, just because you hang out with a group of 6, we'll say, there's more than just the 6. I mean, there's so many other channels out there that are a part of a community, and to just keep it so it's only them doing it, it just seemed weird to me. So I try not to do that. I understand how it happens and how it can get that way. But at the same token, if you can think about it, don't let it happen that way, because there's so many other people out there and other channels with good information that just need somebody to say, hey, come on in.
Yeah. No, I like a lot of the bigger channels and stuff too. It just, you just don't, even when I've joined some of the bigger channels lives, like they have their clicks, the ones that they really stick with and close to. And when they're talking and stuff, that they might get a shout out or something in there. But like most of the time on our lives or any of the other lives that I've been in, you know, they're always going to mention everybody that's in the line, in the chat. Usually they usually tell everybody, hey, and good morning and everything. And those bigger ones, they just don't do it. You know, and obviously their chats are 1,000,
excuse me,
1,000 people in the chat and stuff. They can't them all because the chat's flying, but it's like they sit there and they just watch them just go, and nobody gets it. So
this is a new thing to me that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. LG Homestead says a lot of the channels have their subscriptions private. My subscriptions are private. So even though I just subscribe to you, you won't be able to see my name. So
and that's actually not new. Since I've been in here, that's been the ongoing problem, because when I was talking with Steven over at Boots and Bounty after I'd started out, had 37, 39, whatever, I kept saying, how come I can't find out who my subscribers are? And he flat out said, they have the option to make it public or private. So you don't know who all is subscribed to you. I have 271, I think it is. I only see 94 of my subscribers.
Huh.
That's a large number I can't see and I can't interact with, because I can't connect with them if they're not commenting on my stuff.
So that they're a number at that point. You don't know.
They're a number at that point, but that's not because of me. That's because the way YouTube allows them to do it, or they choose to do it. So
I don't even know how mine's set up. So I might show up. I might not. I don't know. I'm learning all these.
Y'all just have to let us know if we show up. So if you have to go in and change it, because I don't mind people seeing that it's us. That doesn't bother me
either. Especially if I'm in my channel information and not my private information. I want my name out there. Why would I not make it public?
Yep. Annette over at Urban Tree, she says she used to watch Justin Rhodes, but stopped because it got too commercialized for her, and now it's all about making big money and stuff. But Holy Ann says, "Who's Justin Rhodes?"
Or
that's not, that can't be a serious comment.
Yeah.
Most people know who Justin Rhodes is.
Well, and the thing is, like, we've talked about this before. It would be cool to be monetized and all that kind of thing. But what I don't ever want to lose sight of is the community. Like, our goal was never get on YouTube and get rich. Our goal was build a community, share what we're learning, learn from others, that kind of thing. Just be a blessing. So if in the end we're getting a check, okay, but I don't want that to be my goal.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%, and everything you just said is exactly where I'm at. I want the community to grow. I want this to happen. I want that to happen. If I happen to get monetized at some point, yay, I'm happy, but I'm not out after that. That's one thing I am not out after.
Yeah.
Which is odd. Most people are after that.
I don't know. You can't get, we love doing the live streams. It's fun to video what you're doing and post it and see the comments, whatever. But we really hated the live streams when we started. I say, this is awkward. I absolutely hate it. This is your thing. I'm done.
Well, there was nobody in it. It was me.
Yeah, that makes a difference too.
People or something. But the live stream is where we've really been able to get connected, and other people's live streams with the community, is because you can actually see people, ask them questions, hear what they're doing, see their actual character in person, rather than just what they choose to film their glimpse of,
Right. Yep. I agree.
Good times, Homestead. Jen, I'm glad that you put a name on there because I can pronounce that. I had
Tell her she's got to drop the Jen Anger rhymes with danger part of it, though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, if it rhymes with danger, am I pronouncing it right? I'm not even I'm gonna butcher it.
I say everybody I think knows it's Jennifer now, so she could probably pull that last part off and just keep the Good Times Homestead. I like it.
Yep. I love it. I think that's an awesome name. I like it.
She says, I will.
Chris and Larry, I'll tell you, there's been so many phenomenal people I couldn't even list that we've come in contact with through our channel. But Chris is one that I just have really kind of, I don't want to say clicked with, but like her and I just kind of gravitated. I really have a lot in common with her. her. And she says, we're thankful for the monetization check, but it wasn't what it's about for us. And that's obvious because Chris and Larry have, I don't know what, I can't even keep tabs of
they're over 9,000 subscribers.
You sure they haven't hit 10 yet? I mean, you blink and they're at the next 1,000.
That's why I said they're over 9. So
it's crazy.
But when we first subscribed to them, they were right around like 7,000 subscribers, and that it probably wasn't 2.5 months ago or something. And they've gained over 2,000 subscribers. I mean, their channel's just blowing up like quick. So,
but she's
well, and the other thing I want Chris to understand too. When I talk about I'm not aiming towards the goal of monetization, that's not to take away from any channel that has done that, because that's hard work to get there. Usually you're doing it for a reason, whether it's to build your channel up or go into a separate fund or whatever that might be. I'm just trying to put it out there that that's not my goal. That's not I have to hit that or I'm never going to succeed at this kind of thing. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have very well succeeded. Even if today is the last day I get a sub, I'm happy where I'm at, and as long as the community I'm with stays with me, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yep. No, I was gonna say ours grew, but if we didn't get any more subs, I'd be fine where we're sitting at and just enjoying everybody else's content and stuff, because this definitely wasn't something for us to make money at. It was just to share everything that we're doing, and if people enjoyed watching it, great. We'll just keep on sharing.
But there's definitely nothing wrong with having your goal to get the check. I just, everybody's going to make an income a certain way. And I know that wasn't Chris's goal either, but
no, I know that.
Wrong with it being your goal. I love the community part of it.
Yep.
That's what I like.
I just wanted to, for my perspective, I just wanted to put that out there because the comment she made is a comment I hear quite often from people that, well, what are you saying? Just because I do get monetized that you have a problem with it? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it's not an end result I have to make for me to feel like I've succeeded.
Yeah,
it is a lot of work to film even though what you're already doing, but film it and edit it and that kind of stuff. So in the end, if you're putting out that much content, I think it's great that you're getting a check in the mail. But I think it's great that Chris is so community involved. Like, she's a person. I just love it. I love her.
She is, yeah.
There was another guy, Adler Farms. I don't know if any of you guys know of Adler Farms, but he's a bigger channel. I think he's over 50,000 subscribers or something on his channel. But we had reached out to him. I think Jessica emailed him at one time just to ask him, how he grew his channel and stuff, and like if he did advertising and things like that. And like he said, he hasn't done a lick of advertising, he says.
So I don't know. But he responded really quick. I couldn't believe it.
But he said he hadn't done a lick of advertising because he didn't want just a bunch of, people on his channel, subscribers that weren't watching his stuff and weren't commenting and things like that. He wanted people who were involved. So that's kind of what we've done. Just after talking with him, we've done some advertising. Like I said, we haven't. We've thrown a few little small ads on Facebook and stuff like that, but and we may still a little bit, but it seems like the ones that we get, they're all active. Most of them are active in what's going on. So
now I wonder why that is. Spring Meadow, which is Zany May, says, I wish more people would watch and comment on my channel. When I had just 100, I had more comments than I do at 1,000. That is interesting. Because I feel as ours has grown, I mean, it would take like days to get the watch and views up and maybe a few comments. But now it's like usually when I post a video, we have like 600 something subscribers. When I post a video, it seems like those numbers go up rather quickly. So I don't know what it'll be when you get into the 1,000 and 2,000 mark. I have no idea what to expect there.
But I also think that it's kind of me and Leanne have had this talk before, is that when you compare a channel, say that is at 50 subscribers, then say where I'm at 270, and then you got another channel that's 3,000, and then another one that's at 10,000. Okay. All of those channels still go through the same problem. It's just a different number you're dealing with. So at 50, if you get 1 subscriber and 2 comments a day, you're feeling great. Well, at 1,000, if you get 10 subscribers and 20 comments a day, you're doing great. The number just changes, but it's all the same thing for all of us.
Yeah.
We're looking for that recognition that somebody's come in and seen my piece, whatever it is, or they're commenting on it, or they're sharing it, or liking it, and we're all sitting at the same thing. Leanne makes a comment all the time, and I agree with her 100%. We all put our pants on the same way.
Oh yeah.
And it is so true. So
yep.
I just enjoy seeing, like Blake says, he loves to watch YouTube videos and see how they do it. I love watching people that are doing the same kind of stuff we're doing, because everybody can do the same thing a little bit different, and they may have a better way, or we may be getting ready to do something on our homestead that they already do and know how to do it well. And so it's nice to learn from people, and especially contactable people. So like Chris messed up big time and emailed me her cell phone number. And so now I'm like, text her up, be like, hey, I'm getting ready to do this. Or Cindy Pathways, I called her last week and I'm like, I'm just about to can this tallow that I've rendered. What the heck I'm seeing like little to no information. Do I have to water bath can it? Do I have to pressure can it? Do I just put it in the fridge or freezer? What do I do? And so it's nice to see like these people that I would have never had a contact with and say like, well, how did you do that? What did it work? What do you suggest?
Yep.
Sorry.
So we've got a few people's phone numbers just through this community and stuff. We visit with them, quite a bit. Jesse and Lisa, we visit with them quite a bit, and Chuck over at Life with Blenda and Chuck, I've got his number, so he'll text me every once in a while and send me pictures of big catfish and all that. So it's pretty neat. I really enjoy this community. So it's what's our new land.
Yes, that is. I think that's probably the best way that we have found other channels, because they jump on live streams and then we can kind of snag their name, which is why I have a list all the time going.
Which, if you guys haven't checked out these guys here at Our New Land, they are brothers. And from what I understand, they didn't know it for a long time and then ended up finding each other and bought a piece of land together and started a YouTube channel on it. I watched all their content at first when it first came out, and then I hadn't seen a video in quite a while. And I actually seen them in another live stream here a little while back, and I was like, where's all the videos gone? So I think they've actually posted a new one now and stuff, but like they said, they just kind of got burnt out on it a little bit and doing all the videoing and stuff. So but I enjoyed watching their stuff, so I'm glad they started posting again and putting more content out there. So I like their channel. We got Chuck posted their link there.
Yeah, there is a couple of channels that I don't have names for. Pike Creek Farm, Our Home, Our Life. I don't have names, so 4 locations. If you happen to want to share your name, I can add it to my list, and then when I can greet you by your name. Always like
and
to
location, like we want latitude and longitude location.
A direct map to your place, no, just like your state, maybe.
Just the state that you're in,
or
just a general area.
Canada.
Don't want to seem like we're stalking somebody or something. So
no, but it's always nice when you're watching someone's stuff and they're like, oh, well, we're doing this today, yet we have snow on the ground. Like, how are they doing that? Oh, well, that's because they're there and we're here. It's just nice to. Yeah. And then like Cindy, what's his name? Cindy and whom at Pathways. What's Cindy's husband's
Gary.
name? Cindy and Gary were out driving somewhere and had some vehicle trouble and were able to get help based on somebody that they had met through YouTube because they were in their area. That's cool.
Yeah, they ended up getting a hold of 9 Acre Family Farms, and they ended up helping them out, got their vehicle back to their homestead and fixed it up and got them back on the road. So
stalkers.
And that's good that you're able to have that done, because you don't have that connection with everybody. So
yeah.
She's addicted to garden.
Hey, I wouldn't shame large channels either. I just like that. I just like the community of the smaller ones. But hey, where we started with our like learning of how to do this stuff was through those larger channels, because at that point we didn't know about any of the smaller channels. So we started with the big channels, and there are a few that we fell in love with too. We really like the Homesteading Family and what's that other one?
Living Traditions.
Living Traditions. We like them really well, but they haven't been like a buy this, buy that. I think they would probably just, larger channels have a harder time with the
and
community.
They may have the same community with their larger channels.
Yeah.
So, that we have with the smaller channels. You know, we have a great community with a lot of these smaller channels, you know, under 10K channels. I say smaller, but even these, you know, 6,000-7,000 subscribers, 9,000 subscribers like Chris and Larry and Leanne, you know, we still have a pretty good family
Leanne,
there.
oh my gosh, you're killing me today. She says, I'm glad you guys still consider me a small channel and allow me in this chat.
That's why I said that some
come
of you
one,
larger
come
ones,
all.
Leanne.
Everybody's welcome. I don't care who's in here. As long as you're kind and loving and respectful, you're welcome.
But I think and I don't remember where it was or what we were talking about, but the comment still applies. And Dale said it's all relative.
Yep.
It's relative in back to exactly what I was saying. It doesn't matter whether you're 50 or you're 10,000, you still go through the same thing. Well, at least from my perspective, and it sounds like from your guys' perspective, just because we get bigger doesn't mean we can't have the same people involved. It's just keeping it that way as we grow bigger and not falling into the big channel mentality.
Yep. Thank you, Michelle, for posting that. I did not know you changed your channel name. So it used to be Michelle's Tasty Dishes is now Our Home, Our Life.
I see that.
Either. There you go. Yeah, Roots and Refuge, Andale. I like their channel too. They're a larger channel also, but I do like their content. I like watching it. So I still like watching some of these bigger channels and stuff. So
yeah, I'm not, just to be clear, we've kind of gone way into this. Nobody is saying that we're against the big channels. Nobody is saying we're against getting a check. I'm just simply saying that I love the community. That's it. I love being able to talk to people and relate with them and communicate easily. I think it's great that big channels have put in a ton of work, and I think it's great they get a big check, and I can imagine that their emails blow up. So I don't expect them to get back to me. It's nice if they do, but I get it all. I just, I love y'all. I love this group.
Jill from Whispering Willow.
And that's really where I'm at. I agree with everything you just said. And if the implication came out a different way, it was not intended. I agree with exactly what you just said. So,
man, y'all posting channels I haven't seen before.
A lot of them that I've never seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Leanne. She says, I had subscribers tell me when my channel hit 6K that they hoped I didn't change because they loved how I do my videos. I do. Leanne is just Leanne. She's just down to earth. Yep. I love her. And I love me some Chuck and Belinda. If anybody hasn't checked out their videos, oh man, I love it when his come up, because I think there's to be a laugh in there somewhere. Especially that.
I'm sitting here looking at everybody go through here, and almost everybody in here, I can make a good comment about one way or another.
Yeah. There's not anybody that I have ill feelings about. That's for sure. Just some that I know more. Glenn knows a lot of people more than I do, because he has time in his truck where he's like driving from job to job, and so he can catch a lot of live streams and watch a lot of videos that I don't get to. So he really gets to know people a little bit better. So,
Chuck, nobody will see you blushing through the scruff that you got going on. So Chuck's got some scruff going on his face. Must not be pastoring a whole lot lately.
I can't even tell you what of his videos is my favorite, because that Mater Gravy had me rolling. But then I watched his garden tour, and I was cracking up too.
That garden tour cracked me up.
I like his chicken video too, though, where he's building his chicken coop, and you see him, he goes and picks up the post and then acts like he's gonna throw it, and the next thing you know, he's over there catching it himself. So he threw it to himself to put it in the hole.
Oh, sorry about that.
So
Whispering Willow is one that bought Jess from Roots and Refuge old property. Okay. Yeah, they moved because Jess from Roots and Refuge, they moved to a bigger farm.
Right.
And so this Jill from Whispering Willow is the new owner of the old one.
So I don't know a whole lot about you, Tony. Do you do all of your own cooking, canning? Do you have a wife that's doing this too?
Okay. So I'll give you the quick rundown. So I live in a town about 1,600 people, not very big. We live right across from the library. My whole point in saying that is that we're right in the middle of town.
Okay.
Very limited by city ordinances on animals and things like that. So we're not allowed to have any livestock. We're not allowed to have this, that, or the other. We rent. We don't own any of the property we have. And I love that name of the channel, Homestead Where You Are, because that really hits, for us, that hits home because we can't do much. We don't own nothing, but we can still do it. So I have been married for 27 years, happily married. I love my wife to death. We adopted 2 kids, like I had said, one's 12, one's 9. And then we also live with my mom, who my wife helps take care of. I had a back injury in 1992, I think it was. And as time has gone on, I've gotten arthritis from it really bad. So I'm actually disabled. My last job I had, I was a school bus driver. But my contribution to the household for most of what I can do is the kitchen. I can do the cooking and the cleaning in the kitchen and the canning and the prepping and all that because I can sit down and stand up and move when I need to. That's what's made me move into this transition, is from a medical perspective. But I love doing it. And once you get the bug, you can't stop. I mean, that's where I got to, and that's why I got into it the way I did. So,
okay.
So, you have been married for 27 years. You have 2 children, and you're in town. So, yeah, I love that. This homestead community is like, you don't have to have a million animals and all that kind of thing. I get it. But you are canning for 5 years now. So you have a wealth of information to bring to share. And I love that. Where did you get the name Kettle Kitchen? What is that?
Okay. I hope you're ready for a laugh because here it comes. So my daughter, who's the older one, she's 12, she's in junior high, and she always would run through the house and say, Faja, where are you at? You know, like trying to be funny. Okay. So when I originally started, I was Faja's Kitchen. The only problem was when I went on not YouTube, but when I went on internet and looked up the name Faja, women's slimming pants kept coming up, and I couldn't figure out what is going on.
Oh, no.
That's what they called those. They were called Fajas, and I didn't know that. So it was time to change the name, and through Mr. Boots and Bounty and Leanne and Casey over there and a couple others, I was like, this isn't going to work. I got to figure out something different. So I was going to do the cooking with Tony. You know, I mean, I came up with a whole bunch of different names, but the more I thought about it, and somebody made a very valid point, where are you at and what do you do? I mean, Kettle Falls, Washington. So why not be Kettle Kitchen, because that's where I spend most of my time at. So
makes sense.
There you go.
I like it. That's very good. You know, all these different homestead channels, or even just YouTube channels in general, everybody has a name, and they have a name for a reason. And I think it's interesting to find out why. So that's awesome. So
some of them are very far interesting than that, but I mean, a whole different story.
Yeah. Do you can like everything, meat, fruit, vegetables, the whole kit and caboodle?
So up until about, I think it's 3 months ago, I didn't have a pressure can. So everything for me was water bath canning, whether it was pickles, jams, jellies, butters. If it could be canned, I canned it. Okay, that's the honesty of it. Water bath can. Sure. Now I've done potatoes twice. I've done beans twice. And I'm still trying to figure that out. And then in the middle of that, I got a jiggler. So now it's not just the weighted gauge I'm using.
Oh,
so you do the one that sits there and jiggle rocks back and forth. So I'm trying to learn that. But I do want to get into the meats and the other things as well. So I just haven't quite gotten into that yet.
Meat scared me just a little bit.
Pressure canning in general scares me, but I've gotten myself to a point where there's so many safety devices on a pressure canner anymore that really you as long as you're watching it and you're trying to be safe with it, you should be okay.
We recently got a freeze dryer, and I've really enjoyed that because it's not as scary.
Aren't those, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know a lot other than what I've heard. I've heard they're expensive.
They are pricey.
Yes.
But when you consider how quick, how easy, how efficient they are, if you can do it without going into debt, I feel like for us, it was a very wise investment. It saves you from wasting a lot of food, and anything that you put into it. And store correctly, you can have on your shelf for 20 to 25 years. So
wow,
long time. And
big difference.
If you join their affiliate program, if somebody uses your link and goes and buys one, right now anyways, we're getting 10% back.
I didn't even know about that until recently. Chris had commented that they had an affiliate program. Like, what is that? So I looked into that, which is nice because it is a pricey thing, but if you're bought one and you're using it and you're enjoying it and you share it with other people, then you can end up getting a little bit of your investment back.
Yeah, but use our link, not Chris's. No, I'm just kidding. use either link.
That's the other. That's funny you said that way, because that's the other thing I find myself in. 10 channels, and they all have an affiliate link for this specific, say, canner. Well, whose channel do I go and get it from? That's the question you run into.
I'm telling everybody to go use Chris's channel.
How time?
Chris's channel.
There
so
you go.
She has a link on it, and you can go get your harvest.
We've enjoyed that, but I've enjoyed canning too, and it's all been a learning experience. Do you have anything that you canned that did not turn out you wouldn't do again, since you were part of Leanne's collab?
I will never ever can pickled onions again.
That doesn't even sound.
Well, I was thinking, I looked at it from a way, because I like sauerkraut and I like pickles, and I thought, okay, what's the worst thing? It tastes kind of the same, No, totally different. I'll never do that again.
No
more. Carrots. I pickled carrots because everybody was pickling everything, and no, not happening ever again. Flavor just was not. I either like it for the flavor or I don't. I mean, that's just the way it is, and nobody here would eat it. So I was like, why waste the space?
Oh, wasted time. I hate that.
Yeah, and I was devastated because of when I look back at all the jars I did do. That was a lot of time in those two products alone that I spent trying to can them. I found that I'm not a fan of a lot of pepper jams, jellies, and preserves like I thought I would be.
Jalapeno pepper jam.
Some of them are okay, but then there's some that are like, no. I actually, and the honesty of it is a lot of my jams, jellies, and preserves we use more for putting on meat or roasts or things like that, because we like the flavor difference. We actually use it very little for toast and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, really. But experimenting, that was fun, because trying to see what one works with what meat, because every meat's got a different flavor profile. It's got a different taste.
See, I haven't done that yet, but I was thinking that my pear jam would be really good on some pork chops.
Yes, it probably will. I make a pear butter that we put on top of it.
I need a good sweet jalapeno pepper jam recipe. So if anybody has that, my email is gatheredtogetherhomestead@gmail.com. I love the Tastefully Simple sweet jalapeno pepper jam to the extent where I could eat it and be sick.
So I will tell you, in this collaboration coming up, you're going to be happy because there is a few pepper jam recipes.
Hey, I plan on watching every single video. And I'm really glad that you did it in June, because at least for us, like, I'm not ready to can. I have nothing to can yet, nothing out of our garden, so I can like get prepared.
And the unfortunate part is I'm finding that with a couple of the people that are in it, they're like, I hope my fruit's going to be done. I hope it, and it's like, it is what it is. I mean, there's not much any of us can do about it. So improvise and make something different, I guess.
Just give me the recipe.
Yeah. There you go.
My ultimate favorite canned recipe, Chris says, is for cowboy candy, sugared jalapenos. I like anything jalapenos.
Yes.
I'll need that. I wonder if that recipe will be in the collaboration.
I can't tell you. It's for secrecy.
This was an idea.
Was Chris and Larry mentioned in the collab though?
Oh no.
Chris and Larry didn't make it into this one, but she's going to be in the Noodle November collab.
Yeah, Chris, your channel was too big. You didn't make the cut for the G.
Hey, that's okay. I didn't even know about this collab until Tony reached out to us. Oh, okay. Until Tony reached out and asked about doing a live with us. And so I'm just pumped that I found out about it before it was over, so I can watch every last bit of it.
And it was funny. I actually had this conversation, I think it was with Leanne or Casey the other day. I ended up having, I think it was, I could have done another 15 days in this collab with that many people that wanted to do it. The problem was, is once I was full, I had to cut it off somewhere. That's the problem. So I mean, there's people out there that want to do it. There's people out there that have a desire to do it. It's just, you get in or you don't. I mean, that's all I can say.
I've never tried to be in it because I only have one recipe.
Well, we got a blackberry jam, wild blackberry jam that we did.
Yeah.
And the peach, or not peach, but pear.
Pear jam is fantastic, but I have to say that's going to be one of those things that people are like, thanks, I've probably done that for 10 years. I want to hear what the fancy, different, off-the-wall stuff people are doing.
So Amanda at Bare Bones Living says she just called Harvest Right, and they are still doing their layaway. There is no financing, though, but the layaway is free, no interest or fees. So you can pay on it, and then once it's paid for, they'll ship him out. So that'd be an option.
Oh, what is that? What did Chris just say? We also make a black pepper strawberry jam. We did throw our link up if anybody wants to jump on, has any questions for Tony about his channel or the collaboration that's in June or the November one. Feel free to jump in. And obviously, if you haven't checked out Tony's channel, please check it out. It's Kettle Kitchen. If you haven't subbed, go ahead and subscribe and check out some of his videos. Make a couple of comments. That way your subscription actually sticks and you can enjoy his content and what he's got going.
Apparently Jessica doesn't look at the community posts.
Here's the deal. I don't even know how to do that. I barely know how to even post on my own community tab. Glenn does most of that. And the only thing I know is when my phone comes up, probably something about the collaborations. Or Jessica. Leanne, I'm appalled. One, I don't even know when your live streams are. For some reason, I'm not getting alerted.
Go ahead and just body slam her, Leanne.
I caught Leanne. No, that was on my own live stream. No, I haven't watched your live streams. Leanne, I didn't even know Pearl Jam.
I don't know when Leanne's live streams are.
When are your live streams?
When are your live streams?
Because I would be in.
I don't get notified.
I don't either. Maybe. Do you
Jesse was supposed to send us because he has like a list of everybody's live streams. Jesse over at Lazy Days Ahead.
I'm subscribed and I have the bell.
He was supposed to send us the list of everybody's live streams, and I don't think we ever got it.
No. But what's weird is, see, Leanne was live 5 days ago.
And we don't get those notifications, Leanne.
I get notifications when you upload a video. But how do I see people's community tabs? Does that come as a update on my phone or a notification?
So
It should be whenever a channel uploads something, whether it's a community tab or a video or a live, you should be getting notified of those. Why you're not, I don't know.
I know I don't get all the notifications of all the channels that I'm subscribed to. For some reason, YouTube just kind of picks and chooses which ones I get, or I'd be getting, 600 notifications all the time a day, but they kind of pick and choose which ones I get, I guess.
I wish we could turn the bell off on all of our subscriptions and then go through and return the bell on the ones that we are like directly kind of interacting with. Because
okay, there's a hard way to do that. You can go through each channel into it next to the subscribe part and then take your bell and drop it down in alert level if you want to, but that means going through every channel to do that.
Well, somebody got subscribe happy over here, so that's a lot.
Well, then he can go do it.
I'm glad some of the stuff that he subscribes to, I'm like, what is this? Yeah. But no, look at this. 12 days ago on Mennonite Farmhouse. I am so jealous. This is why I haven't had time to make videos for you. I've been a busy baker. Oh my gosh. I just want to come.
Now I'm hungry and I ain't even had breakfast yet, Leanne.
Test all of that.
That looks good.
Well, I got I hope you don't mind. I gotta take kids to school. So
you're good,
get
Tony.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling us about you and your collaboration. We'll be watching.
Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it. I do, and you guys are awesome, and we'll stay connected as well. Okay?
Sounds good.
Thanks.
All right.
See
Thank
ya.
you guys.
Yep.
Bye.
Good. How are you? Good.
So up here, Jennifer had asked what the November one was. So Tony is doing a noodle November, Jennifer. So it's a pasta dish, and he's not wanting like your typical, lasagna, spaghetti, chicken Alfredo. He wants something different. So if you're interested in that, reach out to Tony over at Kettle Kitchen there, shoot him an email, whatnot, and I'm sure he can give you all the fine details on that one. So
we're going to snack lunch with Mom at noon.
Jessica says we're eating lunch with her mom. I don't know about all that.
At the Wine Journal.
So if anybody wants to jump in here.
We've got 30 minutes, but here in 30 minutes, I have to call it quits and shut it down. We've got a visitation to go to at 1. So that means that we've got 6 people in the house that need to get all dressed up, not in shorts and t-shirts. Easton
will have a fit. Yeah. He's not going to want to wear pants or anything. So
no, he is a athletic shorts only.
No traditional dishes. Yep. So the link is there if anybody else wants to jump on.
Do you need to
say
repost
hi.
it? It's kind of up
right there.
Oh, okay.
It's at the bottom.
Leanne, why don't you jump on so you can tell me everything I've missed on your page?
Jump on and body slam her, Leanne. Let her have it.
It's not for a lack of caring.
It's a lack of YouTube not sharing.
Yeah,
so
it's not.
It's not caring. It's just not sharing.
It's not sharing. Well, and the fact that, like I said before, I miss a lot on YouTube, just because I don't have time to look at my phone and do that. I'm usually looking at the computer screen.
She acts like she does a lot around here or something.
No, you have time in the truck where you can like catch all of this. I'm already on the computer doing office work, so
yeah.
It just makes it hard to catch both. And then my office phone rings, which is my cell phone. So it's hard to be watching stuff. Like I jumped on Amanda's live the other day, which oddly enough got pulled down. I wonder, Amanda, did you ever find out why? Because there was nothing on there. We have videos with our kids and there was nothing even controversial on there. It's very weird.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, if nobody wants to jump on. Nobody wants to talk to you.
Everybody's mad
this morning. Everybody's mad at you for not watching their content. So
I try.
Oh, there's Amanda. Oh, she's got the baby again. Hello.
Hi.
Did you ever find out why yours got pulled down?
Yeah, so it was a YouTube glitch. Apparently everything, like a lot of people that posted either videos or lives on Thursday had that happen, and now it's back up. So it was absolutely nothing that anyone did wrong, but it was down for like 4 days, and then what? Dude, come here. And then when it came back, it didn't actually like come back. I was finally able to go in and change.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Leanne. I was finally able to go back in and change whether or not it could be public or private.
Okay.
Everybody, it's Leanne.
The
Can you hear
Princess
me?
Wave.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay.
Hi.
I had to hit the sound button.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby, I don't have that much room on my lap.
Tell me out. What have I missed? I need filled in on all of it. I'm so sorry.
I saw that Biscotti recipe. I'm going to check that one out.
It's amazing. I can't tell you how long that lasted around here.
I've never made a biscotti. Is it hard?
It is easier than cookies. You just whip up the batter. You put your wet ingredients in one bowl and the dry ingredients in the other, and you hold them together. Then you just plop it on the pan and bake it. Then you take it out of the oven and just slice it, then put it back in the oven.
Huh,
Great.
try that.
I think it's easier than cookies.
He says it in his sleep, Chuck.
Oh, maybe I should look at the comments. What?
Chuck was asking if the baby has said Chuck is great yet.
He wants me to put his picture on a mobile, and I said I didn't want to give him nightmares.
I'll put his picture on the mobile.
Only Chuck.
That's funny.
Oh, man, I don't know why we're not getting notifications or anything. When is your live stream?
She
When
said
you-
once a month, and she posts it 2 days.
All right, baby, you gotta get down. I can't hold you.
Well,
Okay.
since I got a hotspot now, maybe I'll be better at planning my lives out. Because I just tried to only have one live a month. It's because I want the excitement. Oh, Leanne's on. I gotta go look.
I need your email address. Email your cell phone number so you can text me. I'll be right in there.
I try to do that for some people. They're like, "Oh, I can't come." I'm like, "Really?" Like even for moderators, I'm like, "Hey, can you make it tonight?" I'm like, all right, whatever. Like Jesse, he's in high demand lately, or is he on vacation?
Jesse,
Yeah, I haven't seen him lately.
He's busy doing something.
and
He's
was,
here somewhere, but not moderating.
yeah, he was in here, but said his text was limited today for some reason. I don't know what he's doing. Probably driving down the road or something in his RV. I know they had mentioned they were going to be taking their last trip in the RV here soon with the fuel costs and everything.
Fuel going up. Yeah, I can't imagine what it costs to fill that thing.
Jesse was on the road driving. So
See, and I'm not good about moderating for people because a lot of times when I'm watching someone's live stream, it's on my phone. If I'm at the computer, I'm usually doing office work. So like the other day on Amanda's, I did jump off. Sorry. I did jump off of what I was doing work-wise and threw up links on hers as I could. But usually I'm doing something.
I'm on my phone.
How do you on your phone?
You have to go to the 3 dots beside their name and go to their channel and copy the link and post it back in the chat.
Yeah, but I didn't think that was available on the phone.
It is.
Know anything. Y'all treat me like a kindergarten. I don't know.
I'm always doing everything with one hand, so that's why I always have typos.
Yeah, I think smartphones have made us all dumb because of autocorrect and.
I don't have the 3 dots next to people's name on my app.
Click on their name, and now you should be able to add
Or
more.
hover over it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just click on their name, and then at the bottom it says.
Jessica, you look like me.
Oh,
Oh,
we
look
still
at
love
that.
you.
Now,
Yeah.
what do I do from here? How do I post their channel?
Copy
Share.
Now let go. Copy link. Share it.
That's going to be like what I'm looking like during my live today when I do my giveaway. I'm going to be like looking at my phone,
Yeah.
looking at the computer. I'm so not
I'll
techie.
throw a plug in there for you on that. Amanda is doing her live at 4
Yeah, at 4 o'clock. I'm doing my
4
giveaway.
for her 300 subscriber giveaway.
Yay! I'm so excited. It's taken me so long to get it done. I think I hit that like a month ago. And
And
Where are you at now?
you're giving away like 50 items like Jesse and Lisa did, right?
Oh my gosh.
it's not exactly 50, but yes, I'm giving away quite a few items.
Now, have you fought through other people to use that pirate shipping thing?
Yeah, I do pirate chip.
That was a
Yeah.
whole.
And I love pirate chip.
I'm
It's
taking
so
notes.
much cheaper. So
You
much
didn't know
cheaper.
that, Leanne?
Huh?
There's something I knew that you didn't know?
I think I've heard it once before, but I'm like, I haven't done a giveaway where I actually had to ship stuff out.
Yeah. So I just sent Linda and Chuck the soap, and what's cool about pirate ship is they show their rate, and then they show what, because I just used US Postal Service. They show their rate and US Postal Service rate, and it would have been like $5 to send it USPS, but it was like
Mhm.
$3 something with pirate chip still. So
Was that a cat?
Yeah. Sorry.
Leanne, you know what your giveaway needs to be?
Chuck says
Something
Amanda's
that
giving
you-
away a new freeze dryer and a car.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I am planning a 10,000 subscriber giveaway whenever that may or may not happen.
I want
And
to play some of your like food.
just come
she's
over.
like, I'm not giving that stuff up. Are you kidding?
My husband's like, you should not be doing all these videos because I'm gonna have to fight these people off with a stick when they come and find me. Why is my
Well,
cover
he's not
all?
We've
stupid.
already got your address. We found exactly where you're at. We're planning a trip out there with Hungry Bellies very soon.
I'm sure. And you're gonna have to help weed the garden too.
You know what? That's right.
We'll work for food, Leanne.
Hey, we might be hiring a hand. We just hired a 14-year-old and we don't know how long that's gonna work. But
You never know. If it's a 14-year-old that's anything like Blake Pierce, the little 9 or 10-year-old we were telling you about, maybe a good asset.
he comes from a good house. Biden, seriously. He wants attention. Whenever I'm in this chair, he's like, "Oh, time to distract you." He comes from a plain house, I guess I could say. What, they go to church and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's that time of year. We need lots and lots of help for all our haymaking and corn planting and all that kind of stuff. Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah, right.
So I was thinking of doing homemade gifts like canning mats that I would make myself and pot holders.
Yes.
They're nice pot holders. They're not like Dollar General pot holders, but they're like Amish Star quilted pot holders, and maybe some books from the National Center of Food and Preservation books and stuff like that.
So do you have books?
Hmm?
Do you use this book?
I don't have it, but
In your house.
I would use it if I had it, but I don't have it.
Okay.
I have the complete guide to ball canning, and I have the one where that has a baguette with some cheese and jam on top. I have that ball book and the back to basics.
But you use the ball. I just know that people were saying things I didn't know about just because I don't know any of this yet. If it's allowed in Leanne's kitchen and it has to do with canning, I feel like it's probably safe.
Right.
So if you allow it, I'll allow it.
I mean, with my restaurant experience and just my mom's experience from canning, right there. My mom she had 5 pressure canners. Not always going at the same time.
You had some great storage then. Where do you store 5 canners?
We had this separate room that was supposed to be a dining room, but we never used it as a dining room. That's where she would put her canners.
I think we need a house edition for all of canning.
No,
I'm starting to feed my husband ideas of how I need a she shed for my canning and my cooking.
Be a kitchen shed. Yeah, that's a good idea. You should get a grain bin and turn it into your she shed.
Leanne's kitchen shack.
Like when we had empty rentals, I'm like, husband, can I just do my canning in there or my bake sale stuff? He's like, I don't think you want to transfer all that stuff from here to there and there. I'm like, really?
It makes your house hot. That's the one thing I don't like about it. Is it's in the dead of summer and your house is already struggling to keep cool.
I would love to have an outdoor kitchen. That would be just awesome.
I laugh at
So
that because
awesome.
the night that I filmed my Biscotti video, it was 90 degrees outside and my kitchen was 83 and I had to turn the air on. I was like, what am I?
And then it has to work so hard to balance out then.
Well, especially when you're doing something like canning, like it's not just hey, I'm gonna
It's a
bake
long period of time.
you've got like pots boiling and heat in that kitchen for most of the day. And then it takes
And moisture
to cool off, yes. And
humidity
moisture also makes it feel hotter. Yeah. It would be nice to have a small kitchen set up out in our shop or something, but it's just convenient right in my kitchen. Just hot.
Oh, speaking of which, we got Lisa in the house.
Yep, she says
Lisa!
Jesse will donate 2 bottles of vanilla for your giveaway.
Oh, and one for me. No, I'm just
Whoa.
kidding. I already have one. Oh, that is so kind of you guys. I hope they noticed the shout out I did on my Biscotti video.
I noticed
that vanilla.
I showed off my bottle of vanilla and said,
And,
this
and
is what I
what's your review of that vanilla? I guess I'll have to watch it.
I couldn't get the lid off. Here only, folks, you'll hear the true story. I couldn't get the lid off because I couldn't find my channel locks because my husband moved them.
Put channel locks.
You needed channel locks?
I that's how I got the lid off.
That's
after,
good to
after
know.
the video was over.
We have 3 bottles of that vanilla because
Yeah, we
Jesse and
do.
Lisa sent us one, and then we bought 2 more from them and had them send them to us also. So we have 3 bottles of that. So it's good to know.
And you know how many I've opened so
Can
far?
someone please record you opening them? Because apparently
I'll
it's
record.
an endeavor.
I think I edited the part out where I was really struggling. I'm like, no one wants to see that. No. So I just bring in the measuring spoon and just dumped it in the bowl. No one saw me pour it.
Leanne gets the hammer out because she can't get it open. Just cracks the top of the jar open. Smash the lid
oops.
off of it.
I'm
What are you
pushing.
doing?
I
here?
didn't mean to. Oh, Jennifer's gonna go try and open hers.
Make sure you video it, Jennifer, so we can see if it comes
Yes,
open
honey.
or not.
So I'm a little hacked off here, Leanne.
Ooh.
2,000 subscriber giveaway is not coming this week. Unless like a bunch of people come subscribe. What now I'm all excited about this live and it's not. Can we do like a 6.76 thousand subscriber giveaway? That
Tomorrow?
would be now.
Yeah, I should do a 5,000 subscriber giveaway since I never did one for that.
Do a,
Or
do a 7,000 subscriber giveaway. That's closer
Just
than
give away
10.
your ranch seasoning.
that's the problem there because I don't have any dehydrated dill.
Hell rats. I can't
It
send
should be coming soon, right?
not working
I have to find seed to plant.
I need to plant more dill. My dill is
Dill is like a weed, and it's
Well,
It's all coming up in my pathway right now. Yeah, it's definitely spread.
the seed and it'll grow.
my problem with dill is it blooms and bolts before the cucumbers are even ready.
Yeah, that's what happens
Like,
with ours
really?
too.
Freeze
Like,
it.
those things need to go together.
Now it's not a surprise, Tony. Tony said he's giving away 6 bottles of that vanilla, partially courtesy of Jesse and Lisa.
I'm gonna have to make the biscotti recipe so I can try the vanilla and Leanne's recipe. It'll be like a double whammy. Awesome.
Jennifer says she's uploading her video now.
She already did it. That's awesome. That's very good.
And now she's just showing you up. That didn't take long. That was like what, a minute?
That would be me. That would be my luck. I struggle with something and somebody comes in and just does it with no trouble at all.
Right.
You can
Your
listen it up for them.
video, if that's what happens, then Leanne, because I would have liked to seen you struggle opening the vanilla.
Hey, I haven't. What is this? I haven't seen them before. Nice listening to you all. Gotta go here as break over. Cheers. I have not seen your channel. I'm gonna have to check that out. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, I've never heard of them either.
Yeah.
South Spring.
New to us all.
There you go,
Yeah, I'm
Amanda.
gonna have to start this.
Jesse's going to donate a bottle to your giveaway today now.
Oh,
How many of these bottles do you have? What is your hookup, man?
Yeah,
That
in
would be
Texas.
amazing.
They're in Texas.
huge market down there in Houston where they're at, and
Mhm.
that's where he goes and gets them over there. It's
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
seen
saw
it.
that video. I was
Yes,
just
I've
like,
he's got a farmer's market video down there in Houston on their channel, and it's big. I mean, it's a big farmer's market.
Yeah, I've never been to one that big at all.
No, not like that. All ours around here, maybe a dozen people with little pop-ups there and selling their farm vegetables and stuff. And in Houston, you go and you get vanilla and all kinds of stuff, different kinds of fruits and
Well,
stuff.
Chicago has its flea markets. They don't have big farmers markets. They're all small.
Downtown Kansas City has a huge one. I've just never been. It's like what do they call it? The city market or the river market or something. I don't know.
I don't know that I'd want to go to downtown Kansas City.
But heck, I'd rather not.
It's popular.
My farmer's market's my backyard.
Yep.
Leanne's got it all, and if she don't got it,
43 seconds, Jennifer says. Is that how long it took you to open that?
I thought it was how long it took her to upload her video.
I wish I could play it.
You could on your phone. You just have to go to your
No,
phone.
you can do it on StreamYard, but I don't know.
I don't know how to share it. You go to
Don't
'cause
even.
there's a
You're going
share,
to
but I'd
disconnect
mess
us
everything
all
up. So
up.
we'll have to figure that out. How you can share somebody's.
Well, we only have 8 more minutes, so.
That's my job. When I'm hot for people, I'm like, oh, you got 5 minutes left.
Yeah, that bubble wrap thing, that was tough to get it open, but that is a great method to shipping. That's great.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Fine, because I'm gonna send it back next time we send Jesse and Lisa something. I'm gonna send it back so we can reuse it.
We're gonna fill it with something special for Jiffy. Send it back.
That's right. Yeah, when they're not recalled anymore. I'm gonna see if I can. Chris agreed to send it to though, so he's gonna get like double.
Yep.
5 minutes. It took her 5 minutes to open.
Wow.
Josh at Skinner Farm says he's going to do 1,000 subscriber giveaway if he ever gets there.
And Josh hasn't announced this yet. He's going to give away a Blackstone for his 1,000
One of
subscriber
those,
giveaway.
Oh,
those flat top grills.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, the one he always does his videos in.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was supposed to be funny.
Now, does anybody know? Did Jerry over at Carpenter's Self Reliance? Did he do his 1,000 subscriber giveaway already?
I didn't
He
get
was
that
gonna.
notification.
He was gonna do one, and you had to comment on the video, and it was how many sheep and pigs he had on his farm or something like that to be entered in it. And I know I was entered, but I hadn't heard. I know he said he was going to wait until it stuck over 1,000 for a time, and then he would do it. But he was giving away, I want to say it was a smoker or a pellet grill or something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that was nice.
well,
Yeah, it
Skinner
was real
Farms
nice.
is 18 subscribers away from 700. So we have 17 people in our live stream that probably already know about you. But if they don't,
Yeah, I'm already there.
that's the way it is. I mean, most of the people that are on our live streams know who's in our live streams. But if there are any, check out.
Okay, baby.
So
Okay.
there's usually a sum. Like we had a few in here that I hadn't seen before, and
Probably they come from Kettle Kitchen, I would presume. Just cookies. Mrs. Lacy ahead says just cookies will work. Yeah, I'm trying to talk Chris into sending me cookies and bringing me a goat when she comes to Missouri. Trying to get Leanne to send me some food. And
that'll be a heck of a ride if Chris brings a goat up here.
if she really did
Oh
that,
my!
hopefully they at least videoed it and got some content out of it.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to stand the thing whining the whole time in the car.
And you'd have to have a diaper on it because it'd be pooping everywhere. I hauled our baby goats. You muted. I see that baby's crying and it's silent. I brought our baby goats home in my Suburban, just freely jumping around. Yeah. They thought that the chairs were rocks.
So Josh with Skinner Farms was in Missouri last weekend. Where at in Missouri, Josh?
I don't think I have them on my list.
And Chris says Larry said no goat in the Jeep.
You gotta put it in a dog kennel or something, so at least all the mess is contained.
I'm impressed that she asked. Like, I was,
She was trying. She was working for you.
yeah.
I told her, I said, Chris ain't bringing no goat up here driving up here from Arizona with a goat. I don't know how long it's going to take to drive here from there, but that ain't just a hour drive down the road. So
Springfield, you were just a couple hours from us.
Yep, about 2 hours south of us. So
Larry said no goat in the Jeep, but did he say no bottle babies? He could bring a bottle baby goat.
Still a goat.
Still not
Still
a goat. It's a doeling.
So Jesse says that Jerry already done the drawing, the winner on his. Okay. So I guess I didn't win.
Darn it, I didn't win either.
Leanne.
Wasn't you? 19 hours. Yeah, don't you dare bring a goat. 19 hours. That'd be awful.
So I was going to give my husband a pellet smoker grill for his birthday. Then he was trying to tell me that the pellets were glued together and that would just be nasty. Is that true? Because I thought they were just pressed together.
They're not glued. I don't think they're pressed. It's a compressed pellet. Basically like the sawdust pretty much is what it is. It's like compressed sawdust together as the pellets. I use a pellet smoker and grill all the time and I love it.
Do not contain added binders or additives.
Yeah, it's just a compressed sawdust basically of whatever wood it is.
You know what?
I just didn't want to be married to the pellet thing. I'd rather do like the charcoal and
the charcoal,
get your own wood kind of a deal. Because I feel like people are always chopping down dead fruit trees because they die frequently and then just using that as like a natural smoking thing.
Yeah.
I think it's all just preference.
Yep. I don't mind cooking over just regular wood and stuff every once in a while. I don't have a grill for that anymore. So if we're going to do that, we have the outdoor like fire pit grate that we would just cook over a fire pit if we had to do something like that. But
well, Diddy has one.
Yeah. Just because he's got one of those eggs with us, an egg smoker, so we could grill with firewood in his.
I have to tell you though, the pellet grill that we got has been a game changer. In fact, I went on a girls trip. I had an entire bag of homemade cookie dough, that chocolate chip cookie dough to be exact, that I balled up and froze. So it was just like personal size cookie dough balls in the freezer. Wonderful. At that time, we had a outdoor camera system on our house. And so Glenn was going to have some people over, the neighbors, husbands, all of us wives were at a wine thing. And so I jump on to see if they're still there because I didn't want to like call him if he still had company. And at that very moment, I see him walking out our back door with a tray full of all of my cookie dough balls to go put them on the grill because we had experimented and cooked the cookie dough on the grill, the pellet grill, and it was fantastic. And he took all of my hard labor out there and shared it with all of the neighborhood men.
Everybody said it was the best cookies they've ever had. So, pizza and cookies on the grill that night.
See, I can't tell my husband that story. He's like, we don't need that many cookies.
We don't do cookies on the grill very often.
You can cook a lot of stuff on those pellet grills, though. I mean, it's basically just like an oven because you lose a lot of the direct heat that way, and it kind of comes up and around. So it works a lot like an oven. The pizza's worked out great.
I want to do my turkey on it.
I've done that. I've done that for Thanksgiving. I'll usually either smoke a turkey or a ham on it. So,
it's like the convenience of a grill with the taste of a smoker built in one.
I've tried cooking pizza on the grill, but I've never tried cooking cookies on a grill. I never thought about that.
I don't know.
Pizza was really excellent, though. I suggest trying a pizza. I was really freaked out that the minute like I put it on, it was just gonna like fall through the grates and stuff. And
in your dinner.
I got collaboration smoking in my head.
I could join that one.
Nobody's doing cookies. I call cookies.
I gotta get one first. That's the problem.
Yeah, get you a pellet grill.
Yeah, Zanny Mae, I'm with you. Were they not for eating anyways?
Not while I was gone and couldn't enjoy them.
Nobody wrote on.
Oh, you didn't get any?
No.
They ate them all?
ate every last.
How rude!
She made extras. She cooked some before she had left, and we had ate some, and she just threw the extras in the freezer.
Listen,
So the
I
extras
like-
got ate.
But
I
she
like-
didn't get the fancy smoked cookies.
I didn't even get the frozen cookie dough balls that I made.
I didn't get any wine, Kevin.
He got a point.
I'm pretty sure that at that moment when I was on that trip, I was on the stupid keto diet, so I wasn't eating good anyways. I was just drooling over the food you were eating.
Yeah, I didn't get none of that wine. I didn't get none of that cheese she was having. So we had cookies and pizza.
So the pellet grill, the pellet smokers, we did not buy a Traeger. Not against Traeger, but we also did not want to
He
fork
didn't
out
say
that kind of
Traeger.
dough. No,
He
I'm
says
just saying.
trigger.
I'm just.
Mhm.
I know. I'm just saying in general. I didn't even see the Traeger bone. Glenn ended up getting, what is it, like a.
The first one I ended up getting was a Cabela's smoker, which was actually bigger than the Traeger, and it was less money. But now I actually have a Pit Boss. I gave the other one to some family members and stuff and let them use that one, and we got a Pit Boss now, which is really nice.
So my point in saying that is there are other brands that aren't as expensive that do the job just as well, at least in our experience. We haven't had a Traeger, so I guess I can't say.
There you go,
I love
Tony.
smoking things. It's so much fun.
Grill.
It's always an experiment.
Yeah.
So when I
Well-
mentioned that to my husband, my idea, he said, check on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People are always giving stuff away. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace.
And
I
sometimes
love
they
cool
put
stuff.
them up for sale because they want a bigger one anyhow. Like they're ready to upgrade already. And I'm like, well, maybe I just upgrade now.
There you go. Obviously, you do have to have the pellets, but they're
not crazy expensive, and they last a long time. So that was the other benefit to the pellets versus charcoal, Amanda, was the charcoal doesn't last near as long as the pellets will. I can fill my little hopper on my pellet grill.
Oh, you mean like while you're cooking?
Yeah. So the
Okay.
pellets, I can smoke a turkey, which is going to take several hours to smoke a turkey on that thing without ever adding pellets to the hopper. So with like a charcoal or wood or something like that, you're going to have to add wood and stuff in there. You're going to burn a lot more wood and a lot more charcoal to do those things versus the pellet smoker. So they last a long time.
Spring Meadow says peppermint cookies video. I will check that out. Looks like I've got some baking to do this weekend.
Yeah.
I've got biscottis to make and peppermint cookies. That's right. I will. Well, that is our 2 hours.
I was
I'm gonna
gonna
have
say,
to
we're
get
gonna have to
kids
get
showered
around.
and get dressed. And Leanne didn't cut me off and say your time's up. She's mad because I missed her live stream.
I'm not mad. I'm just surprised it had 1,000 views already in 5 days.
That
Well,
is
you're going
crazy.
to have to shoot us an email or something next time, Leanne, so that we know when it
We can
is.
have you on. How's that?
I
That'll
don't
be fine
check
too.
my email
We'll jump
very
on.
well.
We'll jump on the live. I'll check the email. So
That's
shoot
why I'd
us
rather
an
just give
email
out
and
my
let us
phone
know.
number.
And
I think I did email you once about that pressure canner.
yeah, the pressure canner that I don't think we asked about.
I think it was Randy at Micro Arkansas, whatever his name is. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out who it was though.
It wasn't me.
Tony, you're most welcome. So he says he found Amanda a new friend. So
Well,
you got you a new subscriber, Amanda.
I found
Thank
this.
you so much, Tony. That's so nice.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Hope to see you all later.
All right. See you
Bye.
later. Bye.